All right, guys. So on Tuesday we had the vice presidential debate, and I watched very little of it because there's certain things that I can't stand from the Republican Party that just pisses me off. I mean, when Tim Walz he's standing up there and he says, "Well, Trump lost 10 million jobs." Like, does a Republican never respond with, "It was COVID," and all the Democrat fucking cities shut everything down, with the exception of fucking WalMarts and Costco's? You couldn't. There were no jobs because nobody was open. So why is that not a response? What was it pre-COVID? What were the numbers pre-COVID? And then, oh no, because Biden created all these jobs. No, Biden didn't create shit. Biden, the only thing was that everyone now opened in the middle of 2021 or the first quarter of 2021 or whatever it was. So then the jobs started coming back. He didn't create them. Why do the Republicans never answer with that? Like, they just take so much shit, and it's like, defend yourselves from just shit that's common sense that every motherfucker knows. Like, literally. And you guys are just tend to never defend yourself. The other thing, Walt says, "Oh well, after football practice, I used to have a shotgun in my car, because I guess he used to go hunting or whatever." But he says it's a different time. It's a different time now. The difference is that back then, when Waltz was a young kid, you were a fucking lunatic. They'd put you in the loony bin. And you can tell right away. Now we got to take fucking little Jimmy and little Carter and fucking Bradley to the therapist, so the therapist can now steal money and tell them whatever the fuck it is, because their parents let them do whatever the fuck they want, which is why they end up shooting up a goddamn school or killing themselves or chopping off their dicks. That's the problem. All those fucking lunatics, Waltz, when you were fucking playing high school football and running around high school, those lunatics were already in the loony bin, buddy. Those were already put away. And now we don't do that shit. So now, there's a mental health issue in this country, and nobody gives a fuck about it. Like, I hate the whole gun laws bullshit. Oh no, because the gun law, and every time there's a shooting, like, I don't know the exact numbers, but if I probably can look it up real quick. What are the amount of stabbings in LA County, on the metro, on the street block? Valet Parker the other day in Hollywood got his ass whooped by a fucking homeless guy. And it took the news 2 days to actually say it was a homeless dude. Like, nobody goes and just beats the shit out of some random guy. No normal person does it. So 99%, it was a fucking homeless dude. And it took you 2 days, because he beat the shit out of somebody else down the street and he stabbed another person and blah, blah, blah. It was 100% a fucking homeless. But you guys can't say that, because the homeless issue in LA, we can't talk about it. Yet the mayor figured there's $50 million for homelessness that just disappeared. Like, all that shit, those are mental issues. Now, when there's a school shooting, we got to ban guns. We got to ban guns. You know what else is banned in this country? Fucking crack and coke and meth, and people still use it. On a daily basis, they're injecting themselves on the street of San Francisco, on the streets of LA, in the streets of Chicago, and certain parts of Miami, and certain parts of New York City, and certain parts of all major cities in this country. And all that shit is illegal. All of it is banned. It is banned. So you want to ban guns? They're still going to get them. A motherfucker who wants to commit a crime, to use a drug, or to get a gun, they're going to get it no matter what. Oh, this guy can't have a gun. When you see it, you know what? He just shot a cop. Oh, but he shouldn't have had a gun. Of course he shouldn't have had one. He didn't just walk into a store and buy it. He got it somewhere. So you can put up all the laws you want to put up. The people who actually own guns, like myself and a handful of my friends, we're not out there going and fucking shooting people. That's not us. The motherfuckers that are shooting kids up at schools, those are kids that are sick, that you've sent 100 times to a therapist to fix the problem, when you didn't beat their ass, because you can't beat their ass, because you can't offend them, okay? And you can't crowd their space, and I need my safe space and all the bullshit. Those kids, 40, 50 years ago, they would have been in a fucking loony bin. So we wouldn't have had that issue. So fix mental health before you fix the gun problem that we have in this country. There is no gun problem. There's a drug problem, an immigration problem, a fucking problem with boys who think they're girls, okay, and want to go into kids' bathrooms. And you guys say like that, you guys like believe like, oh, Republicans just make that shit up. Dude, we're not making that shit up. Do you not see it? You can be okay with it. I'm not okay with it, because if you're a man and you are now a woman and you've transitioned, but you still got a dick, okay? You should, even if you don't have a dick anymore, you should not be going in to a girl's bathroom with little kids there. You shouldn't be allowed around fucking parks. Put it that way. You shouldn't be allowed around parks or schools, because you're fucked up in the head, whether you want to admit it or not. My opinion, you're fucked up. That's just bottom line. And then this whole abortion thing. How many times does Donald Trump and J.D. Vance need to repeat that the abortion is up to the state? If you live in a state and then, oh, well, why does Jennifer need to drive 600 miles to get an abortion? Well, Jennifer, if you were raped, your state will allow you to get an abortion. And they'll allow you to get an abortion up to XYZ amount of weeks. Not all states, but if you live in a state where they don't allow abortion, then go drive to another state. That's not a big problem. And for me, the Republicans should just say, fuck it. You want to have an abortion? Fuck it. Have an abortion. Fuck them. That's it. Because when we're looking at everything, every bullshit excuse is, well, women's rights. Listen, when it comes to push and shove, women, a woman's not going to do that job. A woman's not going to do that. Well, but you want all the bullshit, you want it, but you're not going to go and change a tire? When you get a flat tire, who do you call? AAA, your husband, your boyfriend, your brother. You don't call your sister. You're not calling your mom to come change your fucking flat tire. So at the end of the day, women's rights, you've never lost any. Republicans, let them abort whatever the fuck they want. Tell them they can do it. Just tell them, fuck it. If that's going to get all those idiots to vote the correct way so we can fix the economy, let them kill their babies. That's their fucking problem. That regret will sit there 10 years down the line when now they can't have any more kids and they're 36, 37 years old hanging around with a cat in their house. And that's an actual fucking thing. 100%. Find a woman with a cat, probably, she ain't fucking.
If you like our content, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on all our social platforms and anywhere you can find your podcasts.